Love is the best four-letter word.
I would say I never think about it, and I don't. I don't ever think about it, but I still feel it. It is a place no one touches. It is a rusted interior. It is where I hide the broken thing. It is something I cannot change, and when I speak of it, my words bend against it. If it weren't so scary, then I would tell you that shame is a way to die of loneliness. And shame is a way to die of confinement. It is how you die in a prison.
We stopped being together. It had been our motto to be selfish. It was the only way we could truly be happy, we thought. This started out fine. It was empowering even. But eventually it became the monster that ate us. We stopped being interested in each other's activities. We stopped spending time together. The house we shared was filled with the silence of two separate lives drifting further apart.
If it weren't so scary, then I would tell you there is a touch I want. I want it to tame this feral, cautious abnormality. I want it to bathe me. I want it to draw with ink the outlines of my disappearance, the outlines of my beauty. Why do I need this from someone else? Why can't I do it for myself? This is the shape of this loneliness.
Solitary.
Isolation was me.
Isolation was me.
Isolation was
If
me.
it weren't so scary.
Chained.
Solitary.
Chained.
Chained to despair.
Chained.
The heart is a
Hang back.
monstrous
Despair.
ox.
Hang back until I'm back hanging with myself. Accept me because I'm exceptionally acceptable.
But who can fit their heart into a safety deposit box? And who would willingly break it if they had a choice?
Two little night owls, we, talking late into the night on the phone. You in pain from the chemo, and me in pain because I couldn't be there and I had only my voice and feeble words to comfort you. The things you told me because you knew I could handle it. Telling me that you would never end your life because of your children. Telling me that you wanted to be cremated, that you wanted any organs possible to be donated. But did I ever tell you what I hope you already knew? That I loved you? Your obvious love towards me was always a sustaining balm. Yet I can only fervently pray that you received the love that flowed back to you as a tide ever surging inland to your heart. I do know that you waited for me that day as I desperately fought time and airline to get to you, waited for me so you could let go after all the other goodbyes, waited for me so I could receive your wordless farewell. You heard my voice, you knew I was there, you felt my hand clasped around yours. We slipped from the room to give your family privacy, and you slipped away from us all. But I have never been able to let go. I still miss you terribly, sweet friend. You were always in my heart.
I wanted to project normalcy.
If it weren't so scary, I'd tell you I still dream about him sometimes.
No
Even
other
though his
friend,
face hasn't
no other
crossed
family.
my mind in I
His
don't know
love
how
was
long.
a prison for us both.
I thought that he was all the balance I needed in my life.
I loved him too
We
much.
wanted to be whole.
The last time I saw you, I was on my best behavior, and you seemed genuinely glad to see me. I was glad to see you, too. I really was. But as I was leaving, you said, "Don't be a stranger." If it weren't so scary, I'd tell you what I heard. I heard, "Don't be strange." I heard, "Don't be queer." Would you tell me it's better to be alone than to fall in love with a man?
I didn't lie about how long it'd been since I had been touched. Even her African violets on their white shelf looked away, embarrassed by my celibacy. It's 3 a.m., and the night won't lie down but keeps waking me up with a fear of being alone and this old. What I want belongs to someone else. I follow her up onto my roof. The tiny stars there are as lonely as I am. No one ever touches them either. The sky is such an empty place, but pretty as a box full of jewels.
Underneath it all, she was waiting for her exit. And at the first opportunity, she took it. Here was a new prospect, a new hope, someone who took less effort, needed less consoling, less mood stroking. She didn't like that the abrupt departure hurt him, maybe even blindsided him. But she was ready to blossom.
Loving herself is essential because from her has come another self, a small self that observes fiercely, misses nothing, and comments on everything. To wallow in brokenness and self-pity is no longer an option. What the little one sees, she may become. The world does not need another weak, fearful woman, unloved even by herself. So, as she learns to mother and love and nurture and empower her daughter, she learns to mother and love and nurture and empower herself. They grow strong in love together through rage and tears and I hate you and leave me alone and door slams. So when the child asks, Mother, may I? May I risk and dare and fail? May I love freely and without fear? May I love me? The mother, without hesitation, replies, Yes, baby. Yes, you may.
Solitary.
Shame is the way.
Then walls.
Form bars.
Chained
then
to
walls.
despair.
Love
Listen
is
to
neither
me,
true nor
solitary.
The
Crazy.
heart is a
The heart
monstrous
is a monstrous-
ox. The heart is a monstrous ox.
Breathe. Breathe and pause. Breathe in.
The warm, imaginary envelope of his arms soothe and arouse her.
We can laugh with each other and at each other with no censorship, no fear.
I get to be myself with him in a way that I can't with anyone else.
That was great, and then just do it one more time.
In that sweet bliss, my mind and my eyes still couldn't recognize it.
I remember being embarrassed, ashamed, sorry.
I've grown strong from carrying you.
We teeter on the edge of eggshells that could crack and crunch under the weight of us and our history.